episode. Today I'm joined by Zemo. Zemo, how you doing, man?
Doing great. How are you?
Not too bad. So I got a fantasy draft here that timing worked out a little bit unfortunate or fortunate. So I have a live draft here. So I'll be drafting, basically coming to Zemo for advice here. But in the first round, to kind of look at these draft results, I got the second overall pick. It's half PPR. I went with McCaffrey at 2. I wanted Jefferson, but he went 1, obviously. So I got McCaffrey at 2. But that's kind of leaving me in a position here where I like to go 2 receivers in my first 3 picks typically. And so this is kind of leaving me in a spot where I have to go receiver at the turn. But some interesting picks to say the least here. Looking at this, Jonathan Taylor over Travis Kelce is an interesting one with everything that's happened with Jonathan Taylor. I think that's kind of the shocking one to me. What about you, Zemo?
Yeah, I don't know if, as of right now, if I could ever make that move. I think if we clear some things up and he goes back to just playing full year, it's not the craziest thing. But as of right now, I don't think I could invest in that over Travis Kelsey. What you're
Yeah,
guaranteed.
I'm praying for Amon Ra here, and I'm gonna get him. I'm stoked to take Amon Ra here at late second round value. I'm thrilled about that. So gladly will take him there.
No, you got your
Kind of,
no.
I got my guy, dude. I'm looking at what's left. I'd love to go Waddle. If Waddle's not there, I'm gonna go another running back. As far as who I would go, so there's gonna be 2 picks. Waddle and Jacobs are the 2 guys I want. Unfortunately, they're 2 top rated guys, so uh, obviously pretty good chance I don't get either of them. But if both of those guys go, which there goes Waddle, um, or no, there goes who was that? That was not Waddle. That was Stevenson. Cool. So I'm getting one of the 2. Please
Your
take
boy
Jacobs.
got Patrick Mahomes on the board right now too.
Yeah, Mahomes isn't a bad. Who did he go with there? Brees Hall. Okay. Um,
I don't know. I like a Waddle
Interesting.
too.
Yeah, I think Waddle's a. I'm fine with. I mean, as a wide receiver too, getting him in early third round, I'm okay with that. Like,
There's about four
um,
receivers right there that taking that pick is a great selection.
yeah. Um, as far as the receiver depth at the turn too, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Like when it comes back to me, I don't feel that confident that there's going to be like anybody there, like as that I'm thrilled about. So that's kind of where I'm looking at right now. Is I can get running backs, then I can probably get a quarterback or a tight end. Maybe Hawkinson will fall to me there, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is if I can lock in somebody, lock in that receiver position, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Mahomes just went off the board too. If I saw.
I'll go to the draft results here, and we'll get the draft board up here, so it's actually easy to see there.
Yeah, there was Mahomes, first quarterback. We'll see if the
Yep.
quarterback run starts.
Yeah, I would expect that by the time it gets back to me at 409, probably not definitely Allen and Hurts are going to be off, I'm assuming. And then I would almost even be shocked if Lamar is still there.
Yeah,
Um, given the scoring of this, it's just very traditional half PPR. There goes Olave there at the 3-4. I don't know who's Jacobs is still on the board. People are scared of the holdout from him, I think.
the holdout and just newer offensive Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, is he going to repeat his year last year?
Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? But I will say that if
There he goes.
okay, I was gonna say I'm in a fine position with considering him because if he somehow makes it to the turn, that'll be an easy pick for me. Some guys I'm looking at the turn when it gets back to me though, kind of just to go through. If any of like this Metcalf, I'm not huge on Andrews, but I like Hawkinson, Gibbs. I'm not a Dobbins or Sanders guy to be quite honest. I would prefer probably any of these 3. But Calvin Ridley is somebody I've been thrilled about. Yahoo has him really low, dude. He's going to be an animal this year, I think. So I feel pretty solid that he's probably going to be there at the 5-2. Um, But at the same time, I mean, that's gonna be a risk, looking at these guys that I'm looking at. Probably gonna take running back here. Hopefully, I can get Gibbs and get the pairing of the Detroit Lions there. Um, but if I can't, then I might go like an Akers or Pierce.
And
And then obviously if the Jones Mixon falls, then I'm going to take them. But
where are we looking with where'd Kamara fall now with the 3-game suspension?
that's actually a really good point because he might be
I
now.
mean,
He's down here yet. Um,
and
so
that's a 3-game suspension. That could be some good value in and especially if you don't have to take him now.
well, kind of what I'm thinking here is that if I have 3 picks until my turn, and there goes Gibbs, which is frustrating. Pierce is already off, which he was my favorite one that from the second kind of grouping there that I was interested in. Um, I might be looking at taking Kamara now because I don't think he's going to come back to me here at the 6-9-7-2.
Now with the guy that's on the turn, he already has 2 RBs. You could invest in a Lamar type of quarterback here because right now he's still on the board, and you don't. I mean, if he takes 3 running backs and the third one happens to be, or even an Andrews, Hawkinson, and then come back around and get Kamara, because there's more likely I feel like the guy after you is going to take a different position besides running back right now.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a good point. So if there's a non-running back I want, I need to be going with him this first pick.
Yes, round
As
pick.
there goes Mixon, which I wouldn't have minded Mixon there. Probably would have taken him just because of the value. But kind of breaking this down here, Andrews, Hawkinson, I'm going to have my choice between the two, or I'm going to have one of them. And Andrews goes, I think I'm going to take Hawkinson here. His offense doesn't have a lot of places to throw the ball to, but I think they're going to throw the ball a lot. This is just tough because I'm a huge fan of Calvin Ridley. And you know what? I'm actually going to risk it here. I'm going to take Hawkinson and I'm going to take Ridley on the way back, hopefully, and see if I can't get Kamara at the next turn. I don't know. You think it's possible or no? Oh, we lost you. There,
Yeah.
you're back.
Oh, where I was like wondering what happened.
All right, you're back. Do you think me asking to get Kamara at the 6th round here is going to be too much or no?
I mean, in reality, he's so far down on that draft board that I
I
think
mean,
it's a risk. I do because Ridley
looking at this,
that team.
there's an entire screen. If people are just drafting off of the X rank here, which is what it defaults to, there's an entire screen or two.
I mean, you have to be looking for him and look at his ADP. It's still in the 68 range. So he probably if you even switched to ADP, I don't know if they're going to look at him yet.
Yeah. So
now
I mean,
pray that he comes back around.
Yeah, looking at where I'm at here, I've secured my receivers, my flex, and my tight end position already. I'm going to be looking at maybe QB. This is only a 10-team league, so in my opinion, I look at these quarterbacks, and there's how many off the board already? Mahomes, Allen, Lamar. So 3 off the board, or Hurts had to be off too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 4 off the board so far. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 quarterbacks I'm okay with. So
and
until
I think
people,
Deshaun is another one to be okay with too.
yeah,
You take someone else as well if you take him, but Deshaun's
yeah,
value of how late he's going as well.
and
But
even Daniel Jones because he runs the ball.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not a fan of him as a football player by any means, but he runs the ball just fine. So
I think obviously if Joe Burrow's there and you go back, you take him. Fields, I like Fields pick too. And then from there, you can always even do the Trevor Lawrence stack with Calvin.
Yes, I'm a big fan of the Lawrence. So I think looking at this,
I think the value of that stack is so good.
Yes, if Kamara's there on my way back, I'm taking him no matter what.
Yes, I would agree. That gives you
I
an
don't.
RB2 that's a RB1 in the past that we've seen, and just you miss 3 games, and 3 games is okay.
Yep. Now I will say, the guy that's drafting in between me and my next pick then does not have a quarterback and does have 3 running backs already. So I'm depending on where Kamara's at, I might even take Lawrence if he's there, or Fields or Burrow if they're still there as well. Herbert is where I draw the line. I'm not going to take Herbert over. I might take Herbert at the, at this spot here at 7-2.
Yeah. Well, there goes.
But yep, there goes Fields. But I'm not going to prioritize Herbert over Kamara.
Fields before Burrow is an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean,
the upside for rushing is like huge. I get it, but the offense of the Bengals, unless they're really worried about the injuries for Burrow, I mean, the offense of the Bengals is superior.
Yeah, I wonder if Burrow didn't have that calf injury, where he would be if he'd be taken over Fields or not. But man, this is so I still have T-Law is the only quarterback I'm interested in here left, right? Yeah. So it's just T-Law. But Kamara.
I mean, after them, you still have the take Deshaun and Tua, and you have the Tua stack and Deshaun upside if he goes crazy again, that people think he might.
Yeah.
They added a little bit more to the team too to give more receiving value.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it. Yeah, Elijah Moore's been great in camp. We all know how good of a route runner Amari Cooper is, and Njoku had a good season last year as a tight end. And he's, as a tight end perspective, he's not a great blocker, but he's a great receiver. Which is, if you're drafting Watson, that's all you care about. And you don't have Kareem Hunt anymore either, so you would like to think you're going to run the ball a little bit less because it's just Chubb, right? So.
Yep.
But we're sitting here.
Did you see Kareem Hunt visit with the Saints today?
Yes, he did. Yeah, I did see that. And you guys lost Benjamin, right?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather take Kareem Hunt. But.
Oh yeah, but I wonder if the vibe from the Saints there was, hey, look, we lost our really like 4th string running back. Obviously, you're not going to be a 4th string running back, but you're not the one when Kamara's healthy. So we're not going to give you one money. But I mean, who knows? But I think obviously he's a great running back, so it helps you guys a ton.
That would have to be like the most deep elite backfield in the league.
Yeah, Javonte. You have
Jamal
essentially 3 running back ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Javonte. Jamal Williams,
Alvin Kamara, and then Kareem Hunt, let alone the fact that Kendre Miller is everyone's hyping up right now for being a rookie that's looking really, really good.
Okay, so this guy that's taken here also has Mahomes. So I'm going to get T-Law here. And I'm going to risk it by taking him. This is ballsy to not take Kamara here, I think. But based off of what we've seen,
draft a backup right now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna I drafted him quick there. I don't want this guy to have time to go scroll down the list here. If I can get Kamara at 7-2, this is an absolutely stacked squad I'm putting together here. Week 9 is going to be really tough for me, looking at bye weeks. But I tell you what, I can forfeit a week.
Yeah, take the other one. I mean, you're getting the Kamara value there, and then you can just stack some running backs after this too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean,
of running backs that are coming up, and he did take another with Pacheco.
Yeah, so I mean, if he's taking Pacheco, he doesn't see Kamara. That's what that's telling me. And Darren Waller, I'm getting Kamara. I mean,
great.
Could not have
Darren Waller there too from him. But.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thrilled about this, to be quite honest. That starting lineup in week 4 is like spectacular. I mean, okay. So looking at what I need now, I have 3 receivers. I only have 2 running backs, and one of them can't play.
Load up.
What's that?
I said with Kamara being out, you need to load up on another 2 in your next 3 picks, probably.
And here's somebody I'm really looking at is Javonte Williams. Rashad Penny is somebody I'm looking at as well.
Even a Rashad White, that's going to be like the main guy in that type of offense. Is
okay? Yep. Good point.
You got
and then down here you even have Harris, Dillon,
Khalil Herbert.
And Jamal Williams is going to be somebody that I'm probably going to draft as well if I can. I'm not going to overpay for him, but for 3 weeks, that's exactly what I need.
James Conner at the top of the board. I don't know if he'll make it back to you, but that is someone I just love as my actual RB2.
Yeah, I mean James Conner is somebody that year in year out is never a like.
I mean,
a fun pick, right? But every year he comes out and performs as a top 12, top 15 RB.
And the thing is normally his draft value is inflated, and he is very deflated this year. Yeah, and there's the competition is not there either to take it from him. And whenever Kyler Murray does come back, that is going to be a good enough offense. And when he's not there, guess what they're going to have to do? Run the ball. You don't have
Trace
to throw to. You're just lacking the stuff that everything's pointing to running the ball.
I mean, well, they do have the greatest quarterback to ever exist as their backup in Trace McSorley.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, he was actually like nice with it at Penn State. Like, really? Well, he was there that Saquon era, so.
Yeah, I mean, if I had Saquon to hand the ball off to, I bet they're going to stack the box in a lot of games. I'm going to look pretty good throwing it.
Yeah, and then like to throw like a dump off screen too, and he hurdles 3 guys, and then.
I know you're throwing a 1-yard pass and getting 70 passing yards for it.
Yeah, dude.
My numbers would be pretty inflated.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're getting out of Kamara too a little bit, dude. I remember I was playing against Kamara 2 years ago in a game, and I think it was either 2 years ago or early last year when he caught a pass, and that's when he had that like 55-yard receiving touchdown from like the it was like a screen pass, and he broke like 4 or 5 tackles. And do you know the play I'm talking about as a Saints fan? Yeah, it was on Monday Night Football, I think, right?
Yeah, he's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and so in that game, it was like early on that he did that, and I needed him to score less than like I don't know, X amount of points, and that got like 75% of him. San Francisco defense there is wild.
Yeah, that had to be an auto pick, right? I mean, holy.
Yeah, that has to be. But so I say I don't know. I needed him to score less than, we'll say, 13, and that scored like 10 of his 13. And it was early on, and I was just like, okay, I'm not winning this game. Like, if Kamara's doing that in the first quarter, yep, just take the L for the week and move on.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember you play against him, and it's like I want him every year, but I never end up getting him. And
yep.
It's like just whatever. And I play against him, and I'm watching the game, and I'm like, he hasn't scored a touchdown yet. Oh, but he's got 8 receptions for 55 yards on top of rushing yards that he has double-digit rushes. I'm like, all right, well, that's stupid. I was like, I just love the fact that he gets 8, like he can get just 8 catches in a game, and he turns. Well, I mean, it's very rare that he ends up with only 50 yards if he has 8 catches.
Right, but dude, Eckler is one that like you could watch like a Chargers game and like leave the game, like as long as you're not like casually watching it, drinking a beer and watching it. You could leave like the game could end and you could be like, man, he did not have that good of a day. You check the stat line, he scored 24 points because he had 9 catches for 60 yards. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that was Kamara when Drew Brees was there too.
Yeah,
same exact way. Just like 5 to 10 catches a game minimum.
Mm-hmm.
5 catches a game, and you're just like most of the time it's turned into almost 7+ yards per catch.
Yeah, dude. When Kamara came into like when he like really broke out in the league, and it was him and Mark Ingram on that Saints backfield. I had both of them in a league that year, and I just played them both every week. That was my RB1, RB2, and it was guaranteeing like 160 rushing yards and a touchdown, like minimum. And so I mean, you look at that, that's guaranteeing, like not including catches, receiving yards or anything. You're looking at like 11 points per running back minimum. And then obviously you have like, the chance for more touchdowns, for receptions and stuff like that. But I got to start looking into who I want. James Conner just went there.
I know. I thought you were actually going to get him, and I was going to be very happy for you.
Dobbins is still there, dude. And I'll tell you what, like,
I actually was okay with Dobbins, like in all reality.
I'm not thrilled about taking Dobbins, but the dude's an animal, and to get somebody that, I mean, you're looking at an X rank of 38,
With a
ADP of 48 in
you're looking
at
at
the,
like the 79th pick.
yeah. I mean,
No, I mean I don't really get why he's falling. Is it because it says PUP next to his name? Like, why is he falling so far?
yeah, I mean, I could be legitimately be taking him around pick 80. So there goes Chris Godwin. I haven't looked at, I mean, best guys on the boards here are running backs. Deontay Johnson is somebody I actually really like.
Yes, yes.
Um, I like Mike Evans a lot too.
Well, I like him for
Um,
you 100%. Like, you're taking him as your fourth or fifth receiver in most leagues.
yeah, Javonte Williams. I'm doing some quick. Okay, so it's my turn. I have a minute left here.
Well, Dobbins just went. That should help.
Okay. Apparently, the first headline here is saying that.
The play in their second preseason game.
Yeah. Okay. I'm taking Javonte Williams easily. I mean,
I was about to say I like him a lot this year too, so that's why I'm a big zero RB guy. Look at the guys that are in this range right now. The guys that
yeah,
are in the range. I mean, you were looking. Dobbins just went. James Conner just went. You just got Javonte, and there's still all these guys here. And I'm not saying I want a zero RB and these be my first one, but like I could take some got like some A tier wide receivers, get a running back around round 4 or 5, and then you come out with one of these guys as your 2 and you're a win. Let alone if in my leagues Kamara falls that far. I mean, that's great value in my opinion.
dude. I mean, what I'm looking at here though is like Kamara and Javonte Williams very, very easily could be RB1 and RB2 on people's teams.
Yes. And I mean,
once Kamara's back, right?
Yeah, and you're probably getting Deontay Johnson here, and who, all reality, is a very good flex, and he's not your flex.
Now, do I want Johnson or Watson? Watson's not a bad shout either. Montgomery I actually like, but with having 3 running backs and 3 receivers. Now, I don't know. I could take a running back here, but I think there's a few running backs I could get, like Jamal Williams.
Did you see Deontay Johnson's stats last year?
He went Mike Williams there. What are you referencing?
The amount of catches he had without touchdowns.
He had, terrible. Here, 2022 total.
He didn't score
86 catches, 0 touchdowns.
How is that not going to happen? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And all they're projecting him right there is, I think they're projecting him like 20 points less than last year. And he hasn't, like, he had 0 touchdowns. That's like basically saying he scores 3 touchdowns this year on 86 catches. That should be hard not to do.
Yep.
That's why I like him a lot, because the bounce back is we're not asking him to do better than last year.
Evans and Watson are 2 guys that are interesting too, but I just like Pittsburgh's situation as an offense more than either of those guys. Pittsburgh's offense is great, but you at least have options that are going to be better than what Green Bay's is and Tampa Bay's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Have you been seeing George Pickens balling in camp?
Yes, dude. He's had some nasty catches, like actually some nasty questions. Yes, sorry, James Calvert. I didn't see your comment, but yes, we are taking questions. Go ahead and drop whatever you want in the chat. We'll gladly answer it or give you our opinions on it. But yeah, dude, some of George Pickens's catches have been like unreal. Dude, the one was just hilarious to me. Moss's Joey Porter Jr. stands up, hands him the ball.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Just how bold that is.
Yes, dude. Like, that is absolutely insane. Sorry, I'll pull that draft board back up so people can see. So Swift goes right after me at 9:03 right there. But dude, yeah, that's so bold to a rookie too. Rookie in his training camp, and just does that to him, dude. That's wild.
Hey, I'm looking at some of my notes right here. Pull back up some of the players that are left on this board real quick. See who we can get for next round, because I think there's some people that are falling way too low right here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Damian Harris is one. Khalil Herbert. These guys I'm looking at, I don't mind. Marquise Brown is a big one. He's looked really good in camp. Samaje Perine is somebody that with me taking Javonte Williams, I might take, but with Javonte Williams progressing as much as he has, I'm not so much. Brandon Cooks is somebody, dude, I don't understand that. Charbonnet's there. Michael Thomas, your guys, is still there.
I'm going to say Michael Thomas is really, really far down the board for that value.
Yeah, he is. I mean, looking at this also, Jameson Williams, I will draft, just so everybody knows he will be on my team because in week 7, he's the clear wide receiver 2 on an offense that has a schematic genius for an offensive coordinator in Ben Johnson. I mean, so yeah, I'm going to end up with Jameson Williams for sure.
For one of my drafts, just for my purposes, when I do one, where did on your board did DJ Moore go?
602 right there. So
602.
Drake London, Terry McLaurin, Tyler Lockett range, which I'd take him over probably all of those. I might take Terry over DJ Moore. I would take Terry over DJ Moore, but I would take these guys in reverse order right here. I would take Terry, DJ, Drake London, and then Tyler Lockett. Just me personally. This dude's for sure on auto draft, by the way, because he took McPherson. What's that?
Amari Cooper's still on the board too, isn't he?
Not right now.
Is he?
No. He went up here, I think.
He went that early?
Yeah, 309 right there. I was gonna say there's no way he's still available. I just fumbled the bag. But all right, we got a question here, Zemo. How much does your overall standard draft strategy change in a single QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex, and it's 12-man half PPR? So if it's 3 wide receivers, 2 flex in 5 rounds, I probably want 4 receivers. To be quite honest,
I go heavy 0 RB if possible. If the board's giving me it, if you're going to get great value on someone like a McCaffrey at pick like 4, you have to.
Yeah.
5, do it. Then load up on wide receivers or tight ends or premium stuff like that. I mean, you want to. I mean, think about the receiver value there. Just PP. He said PPR.
Yeah, half PPR.
Yeah, still the value of receptions I think is so high there.
Yeah, well, so that's one where
receivers, let alone the 3, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that looking at what you have from the perspective of if you have 3 receivers and 2 flexes, probably one of your flexes is going to be receivers. So you need 4 receivers every week. When you look at the range of round 7, 8, 9, there's not necessarily, especially in a 12-man, a receiver I like. Or receivers I am okay with being consistent starters on my team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so on the 2-3 turn for positions 1 through 3, are you comfy snagging an elite QB, tight end, or both? I think if you're going to go elite QB or tight end, you can't do both in that format of 3 receivers. That's my opinion on it, Zemo. I'm game for snagging one if you can get really at the 2-3 turn. I think Mahomes is probably the only QB I'm cool with. Oh boy, it's my turn to draft, isn't it? I'm gonna end up with Damian Harris here. I think. Would you go Harris or Herbert? Or which one of these running backs would you go? James Cook's in here as well. But
I mean, I think the goal line work for Damian Harris should be there. But then I hear a lot of people are big James Cook people this year. And then I think about Herbert, and I'm like, all right, well, who's his competition? So
Roschon Johnson.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the fact that you already have so many running backs, I think you go upside of the Damian Harris here.
Yep. So I have 4 running backs right now and 4 receivers right now. I'm going to take Cooks here. I could take Jordan Addison. I could take Treylon Burks. JSN's still there. A couple good options, but dude, Brandon Cooks is a wide receiver 2 on an offense that's going to throw the ball a lot, and they have such a great quarterback in Dak Prescott. That was sarcastic, but honestly, I'm okay with taking Brandon Cooks. If CeeDee Lamb goes down, dude, Brandon Cooks is absolutely unreal value here. So, I'm drafting a guy that's literally not even my first guy off the bench for the receiver. So looking into bye weeks and stuff as week 9 hits me like a train, This is somebody that can get me through that. So, and also looking at it, he plays for weeks 1 through 6. His buys in 7. That's when Jameson Williams is going to be back, who I mentioned I'm going to get later. So, but we'll go back to James's question. So, comfy snagging an elite QB or tight end or both. I shared my opinions on it. What do you think, Zemo?
I'm a big believer in taking Mahomes there if you're willing to do it. I like his value always, just the consistency. But if you do take a Mahomes, I think you would be reaching to take a Mark Andrews or Hawkinson because obviously Kelsey won't be there. I don't think the reach to get that tight end is going to be worth it necessarily. But if Mahomes is there, especially in a 12 team, if he's there, I would 100% take him on the turn.
Yeah,
but
and I also think if you're looking at the guys in that Mark Andrews, TJ Hawkinson range from the receiver perspective, you're looking at maybe DK Metcalf, maybe this group of 4 here of T Higgins, Amari Cooper, Devontae Smith, DK Metcalf, but also like Deebo Samuel, Ridley, and Keenan Allen are 3 guys that if you're getting much lower than that for your wide receiver 1, that's going to be tough. But I think if you're going tight end or quarterback, going wide receiver, tight end / QB, wide receiver is completely okay. But going wide receiver, tight end, quarterback, or running, if you were to go running back, tight end, quarterback, I think you're really setting yourself up to be kind of screwed.
Yeah, let's scroll up. Let's see what a 12 team would possibly look like here.
Oh, hey, yeah, one sec. So, James said, what are your opinions on a pay per loss league? So this league is the league he's in. He said is $30 pay per weekly loss. So
winner take all. That's a.
So that's each week you put in $30, but not if you win per week you don't make $30. It just adds to the bucket, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, and I think that could end up being a very expensive league.
Yeah.
Year. But in reality, if you're having a great year with the team that you put together on a great draft, that could make for some up and down years. But I think it makes for a very exciting type of league.
Yeah, it's something that's kind of untraditional, but it's fun. But so looking at this, so if you go 12 picks, right? So at the end of the second round is 24 picks.
So you got Jay Jetta. Let's go. Like say your first pick, you get Jay Jetta. Now you go back. Pick that you would probably be getting would be around the Olave, right?
It'd be right here. Yes, it'd be Olave Hurts is where it would be at.
And look at that. Say you got Olave and Patrick Mahomes. You got Jefferson, Olave, Mahomes. Comes back around, you'd be in the range of being able to get a running back who'd be a solid RB1 in a 12-team league. Not the best, but then maybe even a tight end in that range too. Because where Andrews and Hawkinson went for this, they're pretty late, but I think you're maybe at the George Kittle, Kyle Pitts in a running back in there. And then maybe you could do a value of Kamara later like we were able to in this one.
That's a fun way to play, James. Good luck with the good luck with that. But I like it. I mean, it's just a fun different way, right? Like kind of like leagues doing pick'em too. And just adding a way to spice up the league and make it different than just a traditional league or whatever. But dude, that's gonna be fun. But honestly, I mean, you're looking at in that range of like the 23 to 25 though. They're gonna have these receivers here, this group of 4 that we talked about, if you wanted to take them as a receiver too, if you were picking in early, right? If you're picking mid round or late, guys like Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Diggs, Adams. I mean, I would take AJ Brown over, I think, several of these guys. I think AJ Brown's just a stud. But dude, I think that league's gonna be pretty fun though.
I think that will go really well.
Yeah. If you guys were drafting first overall, drop in the chat who you would take. Are you a Jefferson or are you a McCaffrey? Or are you somebody else like a Chase or Cup or something wild?
Oh, I wanted
Oh,
to
listen
pull.
to this. We got someone new here. I'm in a 16-team best ball league. It is PPR. I have the
Ooh,
13th overall pick. What would your
oh,
strategy be for the first few rounds? Okay. Okay. So
normal touchdown scoring for passing, he said, for QBs, but how early would you take a QB as well? So I
give
think if
me
you're
give
a
me yeah, you
16,
go and talk. I'm gonna pick real quick.
okay, I was going to say a 16 team. I I don't think you would have. I don't think I would invest as much in the QB there. Pure like your drop off from a Patrick Mahomes crazy week or like his average points compared to the average points of a later round of a Deshaun Watson when you're in a 16 team. I mean, you got to make sure. I don't know if I would go below Deshaun. I think you make sure you snag one of those guys, and if you see some people going off the board, maybe make sure you get a Deshaun or higher. Because any of those guys, I think weekly will have a good enough average, especially with their rushing upside. But I think if you have the 13th overall pick, around 13, there's going to be the Tony Pollard. That's a good shout for a running back in that range. But
Hmm.
also, you should be able to get a. You might be able to get a Diggs if people are reaching on RBs, but you're maybe looking at AJ Brown if you like CD more, but maybe you take CD. But you got Devonte Adams, and I think you try to get Pollard in that range as well. Get those two, so you get some of each. Do you have? Oh, I think QB is not a high priority in a 16 team.
Well, I think 16 team at 13. If you're taking a QB, then it better be Mahomes. Yeah, at 13 or 19 or 20 when you would be drafting in second round, right? It better be Mahomes. Um, and then if you're not getting Mahomes, then I think you're the value of quarterback when it comes back to you. I think you'd be better off starting your draft with 4 running back, wide receivers, running backs or wide receivers with maybe a tight end in there. Like if you can get a really good value on like Hawkinson in the 3rd round or something. But I've 16 teams league. I'm sure is really fun, but
I can say
makes
I've never had
drafting.
a mock draft with a 16 team league. I think
Yeah.
I've never passed 14, but
Well, I will say this too. It's my advice for 16 team, especially in best ball, is when you get to the later rounds, take risks on dudes. Like take a Rashee Rice, take a Roshan Johnson for Chicago, who like is not being talked about at all. But if Bijan Robinson wasn't like didn't exist last year, Roshan Johnson would have been like competing for the Walter Payton Award, the running back of the year award for college. Like Roshan Johnson's spectacularly talented. He just had to play behind Bijan last year. So like guys like that, just I mean, throw flyers in there, especially in best ball, because if they can give you a, you know, 3 weeks where they just go off, that's exactly what you want. So
that's where you also are taking like Jalen Warrens and stuff, where
mm-hmm.
you never know. Like if Najee's like, I mean, Jalen Warren provided some value as a person, like probably for a 16 team last year, and even like Elijah Mitchell, like you got that's someone that like people kind of sleep on because of the McCaffrey name, but we saw how they did it. I mean, he still got a lot of work last year. They just should use McCaffrey more for passing. So
Yeah,
you're getting
I mean,
some
I
like
will
let's.
say too for quarterback, there are 14 off of the board here, and you still have Richardson and Cousins, who I think are both
And I think
fine.
Robertson is going to have really high upside. It's just like if he starts week one, then that's going to be huge. If not, then
I've seen that he's been taking a lot of the first team snaps. You also have Russell Wilson still here. So I think
let's say
quarterback, as long as people aren't drafting 2, you're fine. Wherever you end up. And when you get to the point where people would be drafting 2, you probably should have one by then anyways. But I think drafting quarterback later is fine because getting that value at receiver that's going to be that consistent, in it's a full PPR, that's going to be that consistent like 12 to 18 points per week, is way more valuable than a quarterback that's maybe going to give you another 6 to 8 points per week than somebody. But even like, I mean, if you're taking Richardson, dude, I mean, Richardson could blow up.
I
I
mean
mean,
his athletic ability is crazy.
dude, I saw a thing today which is just put in perspective how like alien like he is. So the hardest runner to tackle in the league, right, is Derrick Henry. He's 6'3", 239. Anthony Richardson is 6'4", 244-ish. I know he's an inch taller and like 5 pounds heavier or something like that, and ran his 40 time at 11 hundredths at 0.11 seconds faster than Derrick Henry. Like, that's unreal. And I mean, and especially with this Jonathan Taylor information that's going out, kind of with his, you know, his role in the offense being very volatile, right? I mean, who knows? I mean, they could end up just benching him. I mean, Jim Irsay is treating him like he doesn't matter to, like, at all to the Colts. So I would not be surprised if they just pull something like that out, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I think it could be. I think quarterback is something that would not be the top of my worries. I think at 13, in all honesty, I might go wide receiver. 13, you're looking at here, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's Devontae Adams area. And then also, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, you're looking at Amon-Ra, Jalen Waddle. I'm cool with, give me Tay and Jalen Waddle, or Tay and, Amon-Ra. I think I'm cool with both of them. So another thing that I did here with my Lions, which maybe I'm a homer for this, who knows, but Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra are pretty much all of Detroit's passing game, right? When when Jameson is back from a suspension. So you're giving me complete dominance of the passing game, dude. I'm cool with that.
I mean, also so just pointing out some for a 16 team like sleeper that, I mean, I'm assuming you've heard of too recently, Josh, just from all the buzz that's kind of starting to fly around. Jalen Hyatt for the Giants.
Yep.
Broke the record for fastest speed in pads.
24?
Yeah.
Yeah.
24 miles per hour. That it broke Tyreek's previous one by, I think, about 0.8 or 0.7.
That's unreal.
And then
I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, even taking like guys like Jalen Hyatt, like people like that, just flyers in best ball, dude. Those are league winners, because Jalen Hyatt could catch exactly what he did at Tennessee, right? Catch 3 passes for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. And it's like perfect that he's the wide receiver 3 on the week. Like,
and there was one when we were talking, I just was trying to find those stats, and then we started answering some questions here. But going back, way back, when we were talking about Deontay Johnson in this year,
yeah,
on ESPN, I have these notes on ESPN from him. So Steelers are projected to have 9.3 wins this year, right? Based on their schedule and chance of winning, 9.3. They're supposed to have 24 passing touchdowns this year is the projection, and Deontay Johnson is projected to be the leading target share and have 23% target share. A 23% target share with 24 passing touchdowns, we'll say he gets a fifth of that. He's looking at about 4 or 5 touchdowns, on top of the fact that he was in the 80 plus catches and over 800 yards last year. And if he's getting touchdowns, it means he's getting some more yards. We'll push him 900. That's a good 25, 30 point improvement on last year. And if you look at where people are projected with those points, that's like 4 rounds ahead of them.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
don't see someone getting about 23% target share in an offense projected to have 9 wins, or a team projected with 9 wins. I don't see how the catches are going far down either.
Yeah. And also, I mean, you have an off season now with Kenny Pickett, right? Last year it was that, rookie quarterback, as I'm drafting, defense kicker here late, which, whatever I'm all right with just having mediocre defensive kickers, because that's what my team looks like. I mean, just a team that is filthy. Not that. I was going to say that's
so deep.
I mean, like, this team from Trevor Lawrence down here to Charbonnet is big names, all that have big roles in their offense. And even Charbonnet, with the stuff going around with Kenneth Walker might maybe being injured. I know Charbonnet is dealing with his own, but dude, this could be a money making league right there. So
You might have to pull up the draft report, see how we did.
yeah, doesn't it email it to you right away?
I think so, yeah. And you can check if you're online on the website as well.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that. We'll see if anybody takes any fun picks here at the end.
They'll tell us 100% that we didn't pick a backup QB or something. So 1 week we're gonna be like whatever, but
it's gonna tell me my defense and kicker are really weak, which I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter though. Like,
yeah, I know it's gonna be like strengths, everything else.
Yeah, dude, but this is just crazy to me right here. Is Dalton Schultz going after Everett and Laporta, and even Kmet is just wild to me.
I mean,
like,
I understand it's CJ Stroud, but like, like rookie and like their offense is not going to be the best, not supposed to win many games, but it doesn't mean nobody's going to catch passes.
Well, also, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, and generally, if rookies are having a struggle in their passing game, they're looking to not throw outside contested balls at the corners. They're looking to throw middle of the field, mid-range stuff, and really rely on tight ends a lot. So, like, his volume is going to be very high. Like,
well, also the thing, like, is they're going to be losing most games, right? They're projected to not win many games, which means you throw the ball. And who else are they throwing the ball to? Houston doesn't even have a wide receiver 1, right?
They have Robert Woods, right?
Yeah, which he's been about as healthy as Keenan Allen. And then you have just blanked on his name. Nico Collins.
And John Metchie.
Yeah, now I will say I'm a big supporter of John Metchie because I just like not necessarily. I'm not saying he's going to be an animal. I just like to root for him because of what he's gone through. But either way, so we are going to hop into some sleeper drafts here in a little bit.
Any viewers they can join as well, right?
Yes, yeah, we're gonna hop into some sleeper ones. I will throw this link in the chat here, and anybody that wants to join is welcome to join. So we'll copy this invite link, we'll throw this in the chat, and you guys are welcome to join. Claim whatever spot you want. We'll draft around what you guys want. So
you can hit me with that link on like an email or something. That's a little easier. I'll pull it up on my phone.
Yep, I will send that to you. I'll email it to you real quick.
Bad if people say anything. But here's a good one about Dalton Schultz. This is kind of the same thing we were talking about earlier for Deontay Johnson. Projected 20 team passing touchdowns this year. Dalton Schultz, 15% target share, while the 2 receivers are only projected 16 each. So he's projected just as much work as the receivers. Basically, then going to be projected to be the number 1 option in an offense where, like you said, they're going to be behind.
Yeah, I don't. All right, we got somebody in claiming the 2nd overall spot. That's what we like to see. Zemo, go ahead and claim whatever you want, and then we will. Let me get this screen up here.
I'm going to take where I'm hoping to get picks this year. This is where I want around this range.
Yeah, go ahead and just go into I was going to say claim whatever you want. I'm going to take my favorite spot to draft here, and it is 4.
I'm liking 7 this year, but
all right, we will go ahead. Start. Let me get that volume off. Jefferson goes before you, Chief Man. Who are you going with here? Let's do this. Who would you go with here, Zemo? Would you go? This is full PPR here, so who would you go with? Would you go McCaffrey or Chase?
Full PPR. I think full. I'm really leaning towards Chase recently, but just because of that. But I'm still a big McCaffrey is just going to be such a big value.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't think you can go wrong with either one.
Yeah, the thing I love about the 4 spot here is that my like first tier of players is 4 people. It's Jefferson, Chase, McCaffrey, and then Cup, assuming he comes back healthy. But people forget that he averaged like 20 plus a game last year when he was playing, and how dominant he was 2 years ago. So I'm kind of cool with that. And so at the end of my first tier there, I'll take that, Zemo.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right because, like I said, my tier that I want, it's obviously I think first three, then the next four. I
Oh,
take those next four. Taking
yeah.
Tyreek Hill at the 7 is really something I'm very okay with.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill's value. Tyreek Hill is the easy fourth wide receiver. And at worst, fifth, but I think he's easy 4, and getting him outside of the top 6 picks, I would take Tyreek Hill over Austin Eckler, I think, but um, that's just me personally.
Yeah, and right here,
Obviously,
Pollard is there, and I really do like Pollard,
mhm.
but I like the Amon Ra and
Oh
get
man,
RB going here.
that's all right. I'll take Pollard.
Big on QB, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take Pollard. So I have wide receiver 1, running back 1 locked in. We'll see what Chief Man goes with here, but I would love to get. I don't really know what I would be looking at on the way back here. You know, there's a couple receivers I'm still interested in. There's somebody that I am huge on is Calvin Ridley, who I know I talked about a little bit ago, and I actually got in that draft we just finished. But I don't want to overpay for him. But at the same time, I think he's going to be an animal. Chief Man goes with Garrett Wilson there, so dual wide receivers, probably going running back here, I would think, but maybe goes with a Josh Allen. We'll see. We'll see what he goes with there, but yeah, I don't know. There's some good option. Yeah, he does go Josh Allen there. So
Can't hate him for that.
no, Olave is still there, and I like Olave. Do I like him more than Ramondre Stevenson? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I like the receiver position at this pick more than I like the running back position, so that's why I'm going to go with Olave there. I think those
Yes.
guys are kind of the same level for me, to be quite honest, but I will take, um, you know, the receiver over the running back 10 times out of 10.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
What are you looking at here?
I'm not a big. I don't like the. I mean, Najee's going to have a little bit of a bounce back. Still don't like it here. Still don't like the Brees Hall with the chance of Dalvin going there.
Yep.
Right. So I figured that out. And then ETN, I'm a big believer in, but for some reason I keep seeing all this stuff that like don't believe the hype right now. Like they have another guy that they like want to like get time. Like don't believe
Yeah.
it. I still want to believe it, but also I'm going to go ahead and just take my QB here that I really really want this year in almost every draft.
Yep. Fair. But
Well, for RBs.
Ridley goes a few picks before you there. So you don't have an RB, but I know exactly who you're going to take though.
Really, it's shocking.
So okay, here this falls. The way this is falling to me, this is going to be an easy pick, and it's going to be a boring pick. I'm just going to take the best guy on the board there, T.J. Hockenson. Still only have one running back. I'm alright with it. I have more functioning running backs than you do.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm like 7/8 of a running back right now.
Yeah.
Like missing like a couple games here.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, both of us and Chief Man are going
Zero.
zero RB, or not zero RB, but for the most part.
I mean, mine's a little more than yours, just because.
Yeah, and his is a little more than both of us. Wonder if he goes George Kittle and just fully commits to it here.
Yeah, I don't know.
He did. Fully committed to the zero RB.
I love the zero RB. And then where like the Dameon Pierce, like I can take a Dameon Pierce at all with that team that he has as my one because of just the sheer workload again in an offense that has to try to score. Like,
oh, let's go. Okay, I wanted Pierce is who I wanted. Didn't think he was going to fall to me, but he does. Sick. I am stoked about that.
wow.
Looking at what you got here, this is tough.
See, the thing is I like Sanders, but also there's some people that are below that I don't think will make it back, and there's a running back that I really really love that I think will make it back. So I think I got to go someone I think is going to have a fantastic year this year in Jerry Judy.
Yeah, I think Judy's going to have a great year. I mean, I think that offense is just due for a bounce back because you cannot get worse than what they were, to be quite
I
honest with you.
mean, oh my God, that was going to be my tight end. Well, there goes my guy that I really, really like.
Yeah, I got a guy I want here, so.
Yep,
And,
my guy. I mean, I'm a big James Conner believer, and it was either him or Akers, and I like them both, honestly, but I think I got Conner a little higher.
okay, the guy I wanted went right before me, just so you know. That's frustrating where he went there. I wanted Ayuk badly. Looking at what's left here, I'm going to end up with probably taking Marquise Brown, to be quite honest. It's a little high, but I'm looking. I need a wide receiver 3 here. Before I take an RB3, I need a wide receiver 3. Could go quarterback. There's a few on the board, but I'm okay with waiting. Could go Mike Evans. Could go Christian Kirk. I'm gonna take Marquise Brown. Not a popular pick, but thought he was really good last year until he got injured. Chief end goes Tyler Lockett.
The guy that just keeps on giving every year. Just always slept on. Always has some weeks that are just weak winners.
Yep. I wonder if he goes Rashad White per Pacheco here to get that second running back, or if I can get. I'm hoping I can get the guy that I want at 7-4.
I feel like we might have drafted him.
What?
You might have drafted him in your paid league you just actually were doing.
Yep. Absolutely, I did. So,
who do you take in that, Akers or James Conner? If you're taking one,
I would take Akers because I think the offense is going to be better. But James Conner's probably going to have a bigger role. But I mean, I'm drinking from the Kool-Aid that they're selling, right? The drugged Kool-Aid that's telling me that the same thing that Sean McVay says every year, right?
Yep. And I'm sitting here and thinking, do I take Evan Ingram, someone I really do like as a tight end, because there's not many that I want, or do I take Deontay Johnson, someone I really, really, really like as well? We're going to take a chance that somehow the teams don't take him right here. I feel like on the way back, he's going to get taken by one of those teams that don't have it.
Get out of here. Freiermuth over Ingram, and you get him. Wow.
What a pick.
Wow. Well done.
I was looking at the Akers versus the whatever on my ESPN stuff, and Akers is supposed to have a 53% carry share of the backload, but he's not in. He's not in their top 5 of the. Well, they got Kyren Williams up at 23%, and they don't have Akers in the top 5 for he's less than 8% target share. Meanwhile, James Conner has 9% target share, but also has a 49% carry share. So, but then again, like you said, Rams offense is going to be better, and I agree with that. And they're going to win more games. So they might be running the ball a little more. So I think it's just whether you want the guaranteed workload or the fact that his touchdown upside is going to be higher than James Conner's, I believe.
Yeah, just because the offense is going to score so much more, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm looking at here with my team, I have 4 receivers, 3 running backs, and tight end. When I don't have a quarterback, I'm going to take one here. He takes Jameson Williams there, which I was not about to take, but I'm going to take Richardson. Maybe overpaying, but at the same time, dude's a freak athlete. This could be a Justin Fields season for him, right? Where he just comes out and runs for 90 yards every game. And I'll take my chances with that, though.
And then that's where I say you got to try to take someone else that's just so upside, or someone else that's solid, like a Rodgers or Russell.
Even like a Goff.
Yeah, even like a Russell Wilson too. Anybody like that is you just take him with them in case. But I mean, one of these drafts, I'm going to get Michael Thomas, I swear. But it's not this one.
Yeah.
Just not this one, apparently, again. So I'm
No
just going
kidding.
to go Juju here.
Not a bad pick there. Kind of looking at what's left here, flex wise. A few names I like. A lot of the names I like have just gone, but
I've been neglecting the RB position a little bit and probably should have taken a Herbert or a Penny in the last pick. But
yeah.
so now I guess, I mean, I'm going Damian Harris and hoping he fills in for a little bit, or I can steal some people to fill in for a couple weeks.
The three guys I wanted just went, just so you know. Like back to back to back there. Elijah Moore is somebody I don't mind. If there's any running back value at all here, this is where I would take it. But I see a few running backs I'm going to like later. So I am going to go receiver here. I'm actually going to go bold, and I'm going to go receiver on the way back as well with somebody I like. And then hopefully. And then I have a few running backs I really like late in this draft here that I'm not going to say any names. Just because that's I'm not going to say any names until I draft them. Elijah Mitchell goes. Chick O'Conwell goes. Or Chig O'Conwell. Who else we got here? Kincaid's still there. Kincaid, dude, I've seen so many good things about him in camp. I don't know if you have too, but like that he's like Josh Allen's favorite target, is what I've seen. Like Diggs has been replaced. Maybe not quite, but either way, dude, that I've seen a lot of really good things about Dalton Kincaid. So if you're a zero tight end, wait on the tight end. Kincaid could be your guy, dude. Kincaid. Is it Kincaid or Kincaid or Kincaid?
Kincaid is how I always have said it, but I don't know if that's right. Barely.
But yeah, dude, he could be. I mean, I think there's a few tight ends late, like Cole Kmet, Chig O'Conwell, and Dalton Kincaid that are very good shouts. My guy did not go, which I really didn't expect him to, but I'm going to go ahead and take Tyler Boyd. That's the final receiver I'm going to take in this draft. But, I mean, the second T. Higgins or Jamar Chase goes down, he has a really good role. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw him in there. What are you looking at here?
Looking at RBs, and I'm just not sold on like anybody right now, not even a bit. And like, pardon me, it would be like, oh, I'll draft Zeke just to get the upside if he signs somewhere and maybe get something, but I just don't like him.
Hey, Zemo, we got a comment in the chat about your team here.
Uh-oh.
It says Zemo is about to finish 13th in that league with that stinker of a team from Mr. Matthew Krause.
Of course it was Krause.
What's up, Krause? How you doing, man?
Yeah,
but
sorry.
Krause is a Bills fan. Krause, what are your thoughts on Dalton Kincaid, dude? Have you been seeing what people are thinking in camp of him? Because I heard it's pretty good, but Zemo, you're getting a little bit of hate on your team there, dude.
I don't know what Krause is talking about, in all honesty.
I mean, yeah, you even got his boy Damian Harris there.
I mean, I'm loving the receiving, the running back when Kamara comes back. I like first 3 weeks. I'm not liking it at all.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, Damian Harris is starting for 3 weeks essentially.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of that.
Rashee Rice goes right before me. Now I wasn't going to take him, but like, definitely a good pick there. So there's two guys I want here. I'm going to take the first one here. You mentioned earlier with Travis Etienne, a little bit of concern because they've been talking about somebody else. Tank Bigsby is that other guy from Auburn, rookie, just an absolute animal. This late in the draft, when I already have, 3 running backs that are going to kind of cement themselves, I'm kind of okay with taking a flyer here, and I'll take a flyer in my next one too. Krause says he's got good clips from camp, but first-year tight ends usually don't do well rookie year. That is a good point. Unless your name's Sam Laporta, you're probably not going to be great this year. So I'm Understandable.
Yeah. Zero
But
bias. Zero bias was
oh
putting
yeah,
it up.
no, zero bias. Sam Laporta should have been the first overall pick. Detroit just escaped with insane value with him in the mid 30s. So, what did you do draft night, Sam Laporta? First overall pick. Kraus, we got RBC with Cook, Latavius Murray, and Harris. I don't know how many carries he's going to get. Fair. Running back by committee there with Cook, Murray, and Harris. Harris and Murray are both bruisers. Harris is by far the better bruiser, but at the same time, Murray has kind of time and time again like shown he's, if you give him a chance, he's decent. So, and goal line work's one of those things too, where like if Murray starts the year getting goal line work, like Harris could never get any because Murray could do well at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the guy I've been raving about all day, Roschon Johnson. Just an animal.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and take Jaylen Warren there. Someone I think has a lot of upside, and with Najee not being the best or Najee getting hurt, and the fact that he's still going to get work no matter what, I think, in that offense. Jeez.
We got to change the title of this live stream so people don't think we're actually drafting for real now. But yeah, dude, no, I think this late RB depth is fun. These are the fun picks, right? Where you just take like the Rashee Rice, the Jonathan Mingo by Chief Man, I think is actually a really good pick. In an offense that clearly they're going to want to throw. I'm going to take McManus here. They're going to want to throw, but with having Bryce Young, and I don't think they're good enough to be winning a ton of games, but they're going to have to throw at some point, and Jonathan Mingo's that deep threat home run hitter, so I don't mind that at all. This draft is about to wrap up, though. I wonder if I've gotten my results from this draft I just did, the paid draft or not yet. I do not think I have. Defense wise, kind of just a toss up. I'll just take the Chiefs here. Jalen Hyatt goes right there.
Yeah,
I was just about to say something about Jalen Hyatt as well, but be kind of because him and Jonathan Mingo are kind of like the same type of player, just that deep threat. But all right, so that's the draft. We will go ahead and start a new one, and we'll throw that link in the chat. And if you guys want to draft against us, feel free to join. There's that. Go join up, and we will begin drafting in a few minutes. Timo, I will go ahead and email that to you so you can get that on your phone.
Perfect.
Do we want to do a 12 team here, or we want to do a 10 team?
Let's do a 10. Let's do
a 10. All right.
Most of my leagues have 10 teams, but
okay. We'll go 10 teams. Update.
Maybe we do a 16 team.
16 team. Dude, that's wild. That's wild.
I mean, I'll do a 16 team one.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's just crazy. That would be so hard like late in the draft. Dude, you know what? Something too that you don't even think about is like defenses. Like, imagine what defenses you're drafting with that.
Yeah, imagine what like quarterbacks you're going to be using too. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to get Russ here or I'm screwed.
Yeah, I mean, quite literally. So if you guys want to draft against us, go click that link in the chat, and we will start this draft here in another minute or two. But we'll give you guys a little bit if you want to go join and draft against us. We'll do this one and maybe one more, depending on how long this one takes here. But I am drafting first in a 10-man league. I think our draft's in like 3 weeks, so it's a late draft, which is whatever. But I'm trying to debate if I want to draft here at the 1 or not.
Man, I thought I was making a joke earlier. I was like, if you're in a 16-team league, like you're taking the Cardinals kicker. Cardinals kicker is the 16th kicker.
Good call there.
Yeah, but horrible. Like they're
Yeah,
going to
I
be
mean,
probably like 7 points a game.
yeah, but at the same time, dude, kickers are kind of weird. Like,
Maybe they're getting 6 points a game, and it's just 6 points of field goals.
yeah, I mean, also like if their defense like picks them off in a good area, like you're in field goal range right away. Like, so it's kickers are kind of weird, but we'll go ahead and get started here. Eckler goes. I'm drafting second here.
I love that Sleeper doesn't do the same things, but
Yeah,
some
Sleeper does like to mix it up. Okay, Jefferson at the 102 to Eckler. Back to you at the turn here. Who are you looking?
Diggsy,
And AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
Yep. Those are two good picks. I'm gonna end up with Amon-Ra maybe. Let's go. Okay, this is a dream start to go Jefferson Amon-Ra, which is, and then I'm gonna get Pollard out of this. So find me a better start to the first 3 rounds than that. That's
I
pretty
just
tough
think
to beat.
Pollard falls to the 3 in a draft. That's just absolutely wild.
Yeah, no, it is. Like that value there is actually insane. But who are you looking at? Are you sticking with the zero RB? Are you going tight end here or quarterback here, or what are you looking at?
I think I got to go Ramondre here, but then I might go QB. But also, I always do that QB, and we got to see what one looks like without getting a QB so early. I think maybe like getting even the Najee here isn't a bad shout.
No, I don't think it is. I think people are kind of like fading him, going away from him, which I'm gonna. Oh, I want Calvin Ridley, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get them both, but I have two guys that I want here. I hope he doesn't take both of them. Okay, he took neither of them. I wanted Kamara and Ridley. I need to take Kamara here. I want to take Ridley, but I need to take Kamara there. People are kind of like shying away from Najee Harris because of how like bad their offense was last year, but they had really bad like offensive line issues, which they fixed partially in the draft, and they also had a rookie quarterback. So like, neither one of those helps, but both of those issues are getting significantly better coming into this year. So I think that like, looking at where they're at, that offense is going to be better, which means Najee is going to be better, in my opinion. So looking at where I'm at now, I got 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a quarterback. A couple guys I like here. Madison is 1, and I'm going to take Madison, and then I'm hopefully going to get Waller, which I do. Sorry, Zemo, but I'm going to take Darren Waller there. And you might be able to get Pitts.
I was gonna say, and I'll take Pitts on that pick too, if he's gonna make it that far.
Yeah, fair.
I like it. And now I actually can wait to get some of these QBs that I like a little lower too. See how it goes. Because past like that range, I think I'm just waiting on Deshaun.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so I'm kind of upset with where I went with the receiver position, to be quite honest, because I'm lacking there right now, and I don't like lacking there at all. That's a guy that I wanted, so thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Um,
hit most drafts and.
Jeez, dude. Okay. I'm gonna take Evans. Say what you want about their offense won't be good or whatever. Javonte Williams goes.
Take your boy.
But
just take him as a backup.
Dak, yeah. You know how much I love Dak as a player. I mean, he's top 2. I mean, I tell you what, he's top 2 quarterback in Dallas. So
questionably like all time.
Yeah, I mean,
league.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably 3rd or 4th best quarterback in Texas. So I don't know what I'm looking at here. There's a few guys. I don't love the value other than like David Montgomery, but I really don't need another running back. I have 3 receivers already. I'm going to take Brandon Cooks. maybe if this was live and I wasn't drafting against you, I might have waited for him, but I had a
Yeah.
feeling you were probably going to end up with him if I didn't. So,
Yeah, and you're probably right.
and there were a lot of picks between you and me. So,
Look at that. Perfect. He was
but yeah,
right
you
there.
called your shot there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And look who else I get. It's only
Ah,
about the ever.
you
I got
love your Saints, dude. You love your Saints. Okay, back
you.
here,
Mine.
what are we looking at? Okay, I actually really like where I'm at. Like love where I'm at. So I have Kamara, which sucks, but I have Jamal Williams now,
That's
who directly
what
fits
I set
that.
up. That is the golden setup. If you can get both, that you get both, and you're not really
Absolutely.
worried about it.
4 running backs, 4 receivers is where I'm at right now. To be quite honest, few receivers I like. I'm going to overpay for one. I'm going to take my guy as you take your guy. I'm going to take mine. Give me JMO. I have, again, that Detroit Lions um, wide receiver room locked up from week 7 to 18. So I'm all right with that by all means.
Now it's just starting to take the upside picks, and
Yep.
I think Cortland Sutton's got a lot of it.
No, Cortland Sutton's, honestly, dude, he out targeted Jerry Jeudy last year. And you're looking at this Denver offense to make a jump. Jerry Jeudy's had a lot of drop issues in the past, right? And when you have drop issues, commonly it leads to you getting benched, right? Now, in this Denver receiving room, I don't think he's going to get benched, but it could very much mean Cortland Sutton makes the jump to wide receiver 1 in that offense. And wide receiver 1 with an offense with Russ at the QB and with Sean Payton as your head coach, I mean, that can definitely field 2 receivers. And I mean, remember Russ with, 2 years ago with DK and Tyler Lockett, both very fantasy relevant receivers. And I think Cortland Sutton is kind of that DK Metcalf role in this offense. So I think that's a fine pick. Cortland Sutton's a little less ripped than DK Metcalf, I'd say, though.
What? Oh, they look the exact same, honestly.
Well, DK Metcalf and you kind of look alike, but not necessarily DK
I have
Metcalf and Cortland
compared
Sutton.
times with my shirt off.
Yeah. All the ladies tell you look like DK Metcalf.
Yeah, they get me confused.
Dude, I remember that. The one time we were at Kyle Hari, and I mean, it was all these girls came running up. They're like, "Oh my God, DK Metcalf's here."
I know. I took a picture with them and signed some stuff.
Yeah.
They said it didn't look right, and I told them.
Yeah. Okay. So here I took. Oh no, this is one. This is one I have Lamar in. So I was thinking I had Richardson in this one. So this is one. In all honesty, I'm kind of stacked everywhere right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just take 49ers defense to start. Guarantee I have the best defense in the league. And then this is where you take those just shots in the dark, right? I'm gonna take the league winner from last year, Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, you're welcome. He helped me win our league.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was playing McKinnon in 2 of my 3 leagues last year when he had the 2 late touchdowns, and the one league I didn't make the playoffs because of that. So, not necessarily thrilled about that, by the way, if you couldn't tell. So, definitely tough for that to happen. But this will go ahead and be our last draft here as we're wrapping this one up. I need a kicker, which I will go ahead and take Mr. Jake Elliott here with the Philadelphia Eagles offense, which is going to be spectacular.
Which
And then
Kansas City guys is the move? Is this any?
What's that?
Said my question is, which of the 3 Kansas City guys are like the one to take, if any? Like I don't know. Like could Tony, with questionably being injured, whether you're going to play week 1, Sky Moore, who didn't perform last year but should have a better year, or Rashee Rice? Like which one do you take? Like because I was sitting, I could have taken Rice or Sky Moore, and I took Sky Moore.
Yeah. Well, I will say too is that like if you have not been following training camp very much, Rashee Rice is. You love taking the Saints defense, dude.
But
Rasheed Rice is kind of that name that's just been, thrown out there, and you don't really know much. Like, why is he fantasy relevant? He's been dominating Kansas City's camp. So I will say that, Rasheed Rice is somebody that's definitely, if you're in a 12, 14 team league, dude, look at him late, take a flyer on him. If you're drafting a basketball team, Rasheed Rice could be a guy to throw in there too. But either way, been a good day of drafting, been a good day of mock drafting. I'll pull up, as we're closing up here, I'll pull up my draft that I had here. Josh's Unreal Team is the team name.
what a name.
What a name. Yeah, I've not changed it yet. I've been cooking a few ideas up, but I haven't dropped my knowledge yet on those. But dude, this team is wide receiver position. I mean, looking at it, you're looking at a Amon-Ra, Jalen Waddle, Calvin Ridley, and then on the bench you have, which those three guys are all wide receiver at worst twos. On the bench, you have Deontay Johnson, Brandon Cooks, and Jameson Williams, dude. Running back position, obviously McCaffrey, best running back, and then Kamara, who will not play for the first few weeks, but Javonte Williams will. I really have 3 RB1s, to be quite honest.
Your depth at wide receiver is just, that's wild to me.
Like, to be quite honest with you, this draft I could not have been more thrilled about this draft.
And I don't think you could get that draft on a sleeper doing that because of the way they rank people. But go up to draft at the top. It should be there.
Current projections, I'm projected 4 and 11, just so you know. Candyman is projected 14 and 1, which is spectacular with a bench looking like that. Okay. Not necessarily understanding that, but I don't think it has draft analysis. Draft grades, there it is. Not yet. But either way, dude, I'll tell you what.
I would be happy. The projections are saying, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm thrilled about it. But either way, this has been the Sports Geeks podcast. They play, we talk. Thanks for watching.